What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined once again by Steve and Adam.
Hey, hey.
What's going on, everyone?
In today's matchup, well, it's Steve versus Adam. Steve has brought us Red U7 Gohan, and Adam has brought us Red, Extra Card Broly. This is very interesting because of all the jokes that were happening about the extra cards art on this deck, but hey, let's not talk about those. And like always, just buttons down below. There's links. Feel free to click up to there for a reason. But let's get into today's matchup. Red on red. And one tends to be more of a resource gathering, and one tends to be more of a kind of negging and just pure power on single strikes, though. Or potentially double strike if you come with the right cards, or activate the right cards. What was the game plan for both of you guys? Because I don't know if I've ever seen Steve play U7 Gohan. Maybe you have, but it's been a while.
It's been a long time, and I was never really good at it. I played it when I first started. First red deck was starter Vegeta, the red one. Started off with that, then immediately migrated to Gohan. I just seemed to like the draw a little bit more, and then, didn't do anything too well at locals with it, so I popped off of it and started playing Supreme Kai. That was about a year ago. But I brought it back. I'm not going to lie. This is a completely stolen list, minus a few cards.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Evan U7 there.
Okay. So yeah, he just recently posted that not too long ago. I know.
Completely stole it. As soon as I saw that he dropped a new one, I was like, man, that actually might work. So I put it together, and it worked pretty good for me.
He knows what he's doing. So, and I'm seeing here that Adam, you're going actually not mono red, but a red green take.
Correct. Yeah, I added the Broly Tragedy Foretold. I also added the Broly Swift Executioner to try to add a little bit more pressure if I could actually get the cards off. Truth be told, I like drawing cards a lot, and this deck draws cards a lot.
It does.
Unless you have an opponent that doesn't like to attack you. Which, as soon as I put that, Steve likes to, if you ever play against Steve, if you get a unison on the board, he's going to attack it until it's dead. So I wanted him to attack me, but it didn't happen.
Not the same thing, but that is the correct response due to this unison, because if you let this unison go unchecked, not only is it allowing you to gather more extra cards for you to use against your opponent during the combo step, but that unison has a very good, I think it's -2 or -3.
Yeah, -2, yeah.
Which could just potentially neg out a 40k if you have enough extra cards in your drop. I've done that so many times in matchups when I used to play extra card Red Broly, and they're like, I'll select here. I'm like, all right, no negates. I'm like, okay. And they go combo up. I'm like, -2, neg it by 38 or 40 something or whatever it was. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and my game plan for if you are unfamiliar with what I call Spellcaster Broly, is you want to try to get the activate battle cards into your hand. There's a bunch of extra cards that give extra power, some that give double strike, some that give critical, and on your awakened side, on your unawakened side, if you get to 3 or less, 3 life, you can awaken, and then you can play one of those activate battle extra cards for free when you swing with the leader. It's a great engine, and he didn't get me to 3 life fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, there are cards in this deck that allow you to manipulate that, though.
Correct. Yeah, and I did also run in my Z deck. I did run the Vegeta. But I only run 2 of the Demon Awakens, which is what allows you to take your life. And that's another one of the reasons that I run the Broly Swift Executioner. But I was really expecting the Gohan to be more aggressive on my life, but it wasn't as aggressive as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and as you can see right there, that third energy that I put down is a Senzu Bean, and that sort of slows it down early, especially on turn 3. But it does allow me with all my draws to sort of hold back and get ready for turn 4. Turn 4 is really the kill turn for it. 4 and 5. But yeah, at start I saw that unison and I was like, no, it's got to die.
And like I said, I don't blame you. It's a really good unison. The thing about unisons now, they're getting harder and harder to see these days because of the fear of smoke dragon and whatnot. But is this the double strike one or is this the crit one? I can always get them mixed up because I forget the arts because it's been a while since I played
Yeah,
them.
the lovely art of demonic playtime. It's so inappropriate and amazing. It is double strike. Broly Crown of Retribution. You get to look at your opponent's hand, which first of all, knowledge is power, but secondly, you get to put one of their 20k or less battle cards into the drop area.
And yeah, that he hit the divine presence. A few sets back, I probably would have been hurt a little bit more about him crowning that divine presence, but as of late, with the Zenkai series being what it is with Z battle cards, I already know off top. Once I get to 3 red energy, I'm headed towards that Z deck.
It's very good in the Gohan deck because you want to combo cards because the deck is more or less just the idea of just combo cards. I don't. I knew Evan had posted a new video. I don't know exactly his build to a T. Does he play like I think it was the 17s and 18s that combo if you have skillless cards? Or
Yeah. He runs 2 and 2, and so do I. Me and his deck are basically mirrors, with the exception he runs the red and blue multicolor Beerus Whis.
Yes.
I couldn't
Check
tell you
lands.
exactly what the effects are yet. And one other card, that's the 4 drop out of one of the most recent sets. It is the trios triple combination 4
Oh,
drop.
very good card for any deck that incorporates red Saiyans.
Yeah.
He runs one of those, and since the night of this tournament, I've actually gotten 2 of those triple combinations and have put those in instead of the Beerus Whis. But yeah, either way, I think that night I put in a what's that Vegeta, the U7 Vegeta. Think it's when your opponent attacks a battle card, you can activate battle, tap 1, and play it. The tag team Vegeta or something like that. But yeah, that's what I was.
You were able to accumulate resources really efficiently. I was surprised by that. You had a pretty good size hand. I mean, I like I said, I was more expecting aggression rather than just card advantage. And then you drop this Broly, and I'm like, oh, good. That Broly is done and over with. Nobody ever runs more than one of those in their deck, so I should be safe for the rest of the game. And I'm still unawakened. Like this is getting ridiculous.
I always, like I said, it's been a while, but I thought that Broly had an alternative way of awakening for some reason, unless I'm wrong.
Yep, it's just
It's just, was it 3 life?
Yep, just when your life is at 3 or less.
Yeah, that's rough.
And what was surprising to me is at this point in time, I've got like probably 7 or 8 cards in my hand. At one point in time in an earlier game, I had 19 cards in my hand. Another game, I had 22. And so it was surprising to me that I was like, I feel like I'm running uphill this entire time. But
it might be one of those things where, because that unison's a +2, right?
it is. I think it's a +1, and then it's a -2.
Okay. Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, thanks for applying all that pressure, but now I don't benefit on my leader.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know if there's a way to choose this leader to awaken early. I don't know if they ever give support for it or not, but it kind of breaks down like, do you need to like I said, you were unexpecting. Like this was not expecting your opinion, but I think it's really smart on Steve's part to channel the unison so well. Because not only did you burn a lot of resources trying to keep that alive, but now when you you don't have the extra defense of that minus ability.
Absolutely. Yep.
And it kind of like I said, kind of works away. Like, is it worth it to just let him take the hits instead of waste your resources, and just wait till you can awaken? Maybe at 6 energy or 7 energy if the game goes long enough at this rate.
Right.
I assume you were attacking the battle card there.
Yes.
So you're just trying to clear the board now.
Yeah, and that's that 3-drop Ultra Instinct. What is it? Unthinking Onslaught. Goku. He's hit or miss. But if you sequence him right, I mean, you can get an energy or a skillless battle card back from your drop area to your hand every turn. If you do so, you can only swing one time. He is a dual attacker. But man, he put in work Saturday. I used him a few times. I really do like him. I like waiting a little bit longer and going into him instead of the Rush Attack Vegeta Z battle card. Because he's good, but on Vegeta's first swing, he can be interacted with until that second swing when he gets barrier and double strike and all that good stuff. But the Unthinking Onslaught, he's inherently a dual attacker, 20k that gets you a skillless back to your hand, possibly, or he's a two strong attacks.
Well, you only really want to attack him once because his activate battle is how you get his extra card back, but you use it during your opponent's turn because you can neg a battle card or a unison by 15k, which is just really good. And then when you combo with a skillless battle card, choose one of your cards and gets an extra 5,000 power for the turn. That's not like for the battle, so that sticks on other cards that can possibly swing multiple times. And since it does say choose up to one of your cards, you can choose the unison in this case as well.
Now on the Waken side of the Broly deck, there is an activate battle that's not a once per turn that allows me to use red extra cards from my hand and discard them to give my leader 5k power for the battle. That is not an effect on the Unawakened side. So here I am with a handful of cards that I can maybe use as an activate battle for one. But I can't use them as that 5k combo power, so I'm completely at the mercy of Steve at this point.
And like truth told, what was great about this night is that you brought this deck out and I'm like, oh yeah, I absolutely love that deck. I'm playing
it's a lot of fun.
I'm playing its counterpart, the green version.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have maybe next week we can do an exhibition with the two Broly extra decks. That would be fun.
I do want to bring it back next week just to record it because of the match we did record of it. We can't use, unfortunately. So
yeah,
I do plan on bringing it back next week, not to play for the tournament, but to at least get a recorded game before the event starts.
Yeah, that'd be fun. If you need a partner, let me know.
Yeah. So where are we at, guys? You're down to 3 life finally. He's at 4. You're on turn 17 or something.
Yeah, I'm finally awakened, or I can awaken. The SCR that I run in this deck is going to be the SS3 Scramble because it is a Broly card.
That is so risky because you don't
want
to go too low.
It absolutely is. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I didn't really use it all night. I didn't need to all night. I mean, my hand advantage was so good, but it was not the case here, and I just could not for some reason. How many of those testing the oppositions do you run in your deck, Steve?
I believe 3.
It just felt like every time I swung, it was like, oh yeah, I got to testing the opposition. We're going to go ahead and put a blocker that's a token in play. And you
Honestly,
have
yeah. Honestly, I
yeah,
think the Frieza auto, the ±0 of comboing a skillless from the drop, I think it sort of takes up for some of those, just quick like 15K swings that
Oh,
sometimes usually I would want to use a testing on.
I completely missed this. That onslaught has the auto 3 stance, so no, yeah, you get both those swings off. Now I need to make sure we point this out real quick. We don't have the audio playing, but I can go back double check the audio afterwards. As a reminder, both of the autos and the activate battles on those onslaughts are limit 1. So if you proc one during his turn, you
Yes.
cannot proc the other one's skills.
mhm,
Yeah, and I think Adam said something to me too. So something
yeah.
I learned still first night playing them. But yeah, Adam pointed those out and clarified that for me just by reading them. So I'm not the best card reader in the shop. So
So I'm trying to read your hand. Do you do have the secret in your hand? You do have enough energy. You're
I
just counting
do.
that out too. I don't see a
Yeah,
super combo that could work, but I guess what you could do instead is tap one, then combo a card.
yeah. I mean, I really just wanted him to get. I wanted him to feel comfortable enough to be able to go down to 2 life.
Yeah.
Um, and the
And,
sucker would just not do it.
and this is
he would not.
actually
He would not take the bait.
this is actually really perfect because like if being at 4 life, if Steve were to take this attack, you have enough extra card to activate battles to be able to use one of them as a combo. You combo the double strike, then you combo up to tap 5 to play the secret rare. He takes 2 life to the drop, and from this point on, he has to combo cards. I think it has to be energy cost higher than 2. I think.
That's correct. Yeah, yeah. That SS scramble allows me to put cards from the combo area into the drop. Um, and I, like you said, I do not have a super combo that's free to give me a rival, so I have to pay one for that Broly to be able to get me red and green in the combo area, and then I can rival the scramble.
So here it is hitting the board, and this is where it gets a bit iffy. Like
Oh yeah.
you you got one sling left, unless you have an overrun. I don't know if you do or don't. I don't see one in your hand currently.
Well, with those two Z battle cards on the field, I'm basically like, this is my last turn anyway,
Yeah,
so I might as well just make it worth the watch.
and Master Roshi comes in with the
yeah.
last negate.
Negating with Roshi, having that one blue still up helps out a lot. At this point, yeah, like you just gotta get one hit in. He is completely tap out, and most of the good cards that extra card Broly does run requires an energy. Like you
It
can't
sure
just do it.
does.
Now you can
Mm.
activate battle like you mentioned earlier, but that's just never mind.
Yeah, a second Dark Broly that nobody plays. So, thanks,
Thank
Steve,
you,
for
thank you.
making me completely mistrust any deck going forward. Appreciate that.
My apologies, but I'm not here to fuck around.
Well,
No.
at this point in time, you're just slapping
Oh yeah,
down cards. I'm like, I have 7 cards in my hand, bro.
and
Let's
and
just
there
go.
and there's my little tech there, the one hit wonder or Goku or whatever it's called. I really like him in this because Frieza, I can spirit boost off leader, and I'm negging a battle card almost every offensive turn.
Which is just really
So
good, yeah.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's not something that Evan U7 put in his, but yeah, yeah, I like the build. I appreciate it, Evan. I really do.
And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Guys, thank you for joining us today. And thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below. There's links. Check out Evan U7's YouTube channel as well, because that's where Steve got his profile from. And with that being said, thank you all. I've already said it. Bye.